Hello my fellow lifeforms and welcome back. In today's video, this is actually a review. I'm making this review to help you guys out, those who are trying to make a decision on what saber they want to buy, from what company, for what specific thing you're going to be using the saber for. This video is to help you people come to your conclusion and buy a saber that you know you're going to enjoy. Before I get into the actual saber part, I just want to say hands down, Saberforge is an amazing company. They do a great job. Their products are amazing. Okay, very well made lightsabers. The lightsaber that I purchased was the Disciple Champion tier. I'll get into the tiers in a second. It is a weathered finish with the cover tech, red blade with a 12-watt LED, and the crimson soundboard. Okay, very great combination. It looks Sith, just straight up the embodiment of a Sith in a saber. So when I was first looking at lightsabers to purchase another one, because I had recently purchased 2 sabers from Ultrasabers.com, another great company, I'll get into them in a second. I wanted something more showy, more cinematic, you know, for like costumes and stuff like that. Something that actually just looked the part. And Saberforge does a great job of doing that. Ultrasabers, on the other side of the coin, they still have great quality to their work. But their sabers are more for dueling than they are for show. Whereas Saberforge, you can duel with these, it's just you really don't want to, because it's just so nice. So let's just go ahead and get on into the saber now. Here it is. This is the Disciple with the reptile leather grip. Looks amazing. Weathered cover tech. This is the kill key. The emitter is just beautiful. I love this slit. This is awesome. One thing, if Saberforge watches this, one thing I think you guys should probably consider doing is right here on these points, these are very sharp. Okay, so I'm going to have to go in with a Dremel tool or something and try to bring those down a bit, because I actually did cut myself wielding this. Holding this finger right over that at one point, it actually did cut me. So just a note for Saberforge, if you guys get a hold of this video, just maybe sand this down a bit and you're good to go. I got the 32-inch blade, very long blade. I like my blades long. A lot of people like them short, but to me it just doesn't feel right. In the movies they look so much longer, so I like a long saber. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on now. So how you do that, for those of you who don't know this is your kill key. What this does is this disconnects the battery from all of the electronics in here. Because it's disconnected, your battery will last so much longer. For example, if you were just using, AAA batteries in a standard hilt with no sound and stuff, and you didn't have this kill key, it's constantly draining those batteries because it's not disconnected. So that's what this is for. So I'm going to go and pull the key out now, and you're going to hear the name of the sound font I have in the saber as I pull this out.
Saber core, crimson.
So now that the saber is activated, the button will now glow, and you can now turn on your saber. So here we go. There she is. There's the sound. Clashing sounds. Now another thing they have on the saber is if you push the button down once, it will do the saber lockup as if it was crashing with another saber. You push again to deactivate, just like that. And to turn it off, all you do is hold down the button. And there you have it. This is the Disciple from Saberforge, and it is amazing. I absolutely love it. It is so beautiful. Great saber. One of the things Saberforge provides is an Allen wrench to take out the blade. And how you do this is right here, there's a screw holding in the blade. And all you gotta do is unscrew that right there up until it's a bit loose, and this blade will just slide right out. Like so. So this is the hilt without the blade, obviously. And what they also provide is a blade plug, which looks like this. And this just slides right in there. And this is so for if you want to turn it on without the blade in it, you won't blind yourself if you were to accidentally look down into it, because a 12-watt LED is extremely bright, especially if you were looking directly into it. I don't like to screw this one in very tightly, so I just kind of put this one snug. Now the blade, on the other hand, I do put that in rather tight, and I don't want that to shake around as much. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on with the blade plug in, show you what that looks like. Now the camera on this, now my camera's not picking it up very well, but there is a flicker happening right now in the Saber. You can kind of see it flickering right there. When you get one, you'll see it in person and you'll understand. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and go over what the tiers are for Saberforge. Now, the first tier, which is the cheapest you can get, is just the hilt. There's no electronics, there's no blade, it's just the simplest thing you can buy from them. Then you have tier 2, and that tier comes with the hilt, the blade, and a 6 or 12-watt LED. That's a good tier for those who want to be a little bit on the cheap end and still get a high-quality saber affordable. But as soon as you add the sound is when you go up to the next tier, which is the Champion Edition, which this one is you have the hilt, you have the blade, you have the 12 or 6 watt, and then you also have the sound, which is the big part about this saber for me, is because all my previous sabers have not had sound in them yet. And the last tier is the hero tier, and what that comes with is the hilt, the blade, a 6 watt or 12 watt LED, 3 colors in one hilt, and also a 5 sound upgrade. You can have 5 different sounds for your saber. And that is the most expensive tier of Saberforge. That is one that I eventually would love to have. I just don't have the money yet. I'm building up to that. I think the Champion Edition is the perfect middle ground for someone who wants a good quality saber with sound and needs it now type of thing. So now that I went over that, I'm going to go ahead and go into the programming of the saber for you guys, how to program what you want your saber to do. So to access the menu, what you want to do is you want to hold down the button for 3 to 4 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and you're going to hear a voice come on.
Main menu. Select optical frequency 1.
Now the optical frequency is the flicker of the blade itself. Now I have no idea how well this is going to register on my really crappy camera. I'm sorry about that. So this is the first setting for the blade flicker. It's just a solid blade. There is no flicker at all. Constantly on. And to go to the next setting, you just push the button once.
2.
And this is 2. Now this is a very slow flicker. This one is pretty freaking slow. It's a bit slow for me. I have no idea how well that's registering on the camera. I hope it is. But as it gets faster, you guys are not going to be able to see it at all. So we're just going to push the button again to go to this is the third one.
3.
Now this is probably the one that I like the most. It's a bit fast for me. I kind of wish there was one in between this and the first one, but this is good. I can handle this one, and it just gets faster from there. It goes up to 5. 4. That's pretty quick.
5.
That is basically almost solid. It just has this weird look to the blade, and the only way for you guys to see it is to have one in front of you. But this one is really cool. Okay, so to select one, all you do is hold down the button.
Select sound intensity low.
And it moves up to the next setting. So this is the sound, like it said. So it's low.
High.
That's high, and then you have mute.
Muted.
So there's not going to be any sound coming out of the saber when you're done. But I don't want that, so I'm just going to turn on low for now.
Low.
Select that.
Select impact sensitivity 1.
Now that one is exactly what it sounds like. This is when you hit the saber, how easily will it register that it's been hit. So it goes from 1 being the least sensitive to 10 being the most sensitive. Now for this saber, for me, I'm going to prefer this one to be very sensitive because I'm not going to be doing with the saber, and I like to do this wrist flick to where it's almost like I'm hitting a blaster. block with it, like hitting another laser out of the sky type of thing. So I like mine to be high for this. So I'm going to go up to around 5 or 6.
2, 3, 4, 5.
We'll leave it there.
Select motion sensitivity 1.
Now the motion sensitivity is just like it sounds. It is when the saber moves, it makes that sound. Okay, so this is all custom to you guys. You can put this wherever you want. Again, I like mine really sensitive, so I'm going to put mine up pretty high.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
All settings saved.
And after everything's saved, it just goes right back to being another saber. So that is how you program your saber. Alright, so that is the programming you can do for your hilt. One thing that is optional also that I forgot to mention for the champion and any saber you get is the cover tech knob. Now what this does is allows you to put the hilt on your belt if you want to. So you have this knob here, and it comes with this belt clasp. So what this does is you put this on your belt here, and you're able to set the saber in there, and it locks it in place. So it's able to hang off your belt, and it only goes in one direction. And to take it out, you have to pinch the sides and pull it out. So it won't go this direction. Unless I squeeze these two sides in, and then boop, pulls out. Ta-da! Very nice, very nice. It looks nice. It doesn't look like it was misplaced or anything. It looks like it's supposed to be there. That's one thing I love about these knobs and how they weather them. So now after going into that spiel, I want to kind of jump back a bit and talk about the difference in the companies. I've had a lot of discussions with friends and people on forums and stuff like that about which company is best. Honestly, it depends on what you want, literally. If you want a saber that is beautiful, it is like perfect embodiment of what you want as a saber, you're probably not going to be dueling with it that much. So the company is not going to put as much effort into the durability of the saber. But on the other hand, you have some companies where they specifically build their sabers to be beaten. Literally, they want you to fight with them. They want you to crash them together. So they don't put as much effort into the appearance of the saber, more so the durability of the saber. Does that make sense? So Saberforge, in my opinion, is a bit in the middle of that scale. It's amazing quality, and you are also able to duel with it. However, I personally would not duel with this saber, and here's why. This little knob right here is what's holding that saber in. Okay, I'm going to go and take this out now so you can see how far down it goes on this actual blade plug. That right there is where that little screw is resting on this piece of pipe. Okay, so that is also where it's resting on the blade. If you can see that right there. To me, I don't feel like that is enough to make sure that this blade will not crack if it gets hit hard enough. To me, there's not enough blade in this direction to make me comfortable with really smacking this saber against another. Now, on my previous purchase from Ultrasabers, which is the Phantom V2, this is the Phantom V2, I have heavily modded this. This used to be a flat black paint finish, but I have gone to it and customized it myself to make it look cooler. But if you notice here, they still have these two screws. But here's the difference. Let me go and take the blade out for you. Ultrasabers made this saber to be solid when it comes to dueling. So they have two screws going into the blade, and the blade is so much deeper. If I put my fingers here and pull the blade out, look how much of this blade goes into that hilt. Okay, actually, you can even see a line right here from where it's been resting, because I've been using the saber a lot. There's no comparison to this much. That's at least 4 inches versus Saberforge, where, I mean, obviously the angle of this does not help, but the most you have in your hilt is only that much. And to me, I don't feel like that's enough to be convinced that this will actually withstand. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion after holding this and seeing this. Now, this saber is very old, okay? And because of that, because of how hard I've been on the saber, pieces break. That happens no matter what, okay? The reason why this saber is a Phantom V2 is because it came with a second, and you are able to connect them here and have a dual saber. So that is what this purchase was all about. But because I was so hard on these, the battery pack and one of the hilts have actually broken, and I'm literally holding it together with electrical tape right now. And the button has fallen out of this one. If you can see, this is one with the button. That's where the button's fallen out. Big difference. So now, in order to turn this one on and off, I have to take my Allen wrench key and poke it in there, like so. I gotta put it in this little hole to turn it on, and then push down, tilt it to the side, and pull up to pull that out, and then do that one more time to turn it off. Okay, not a massive hassle. It's just inconvenient, and it's only because of how hard I've been beating these sabers. So that was today's video. I appreciate you guys watching the review. I have more coming out shortly. I am actually in the process of filming a head casting tutorial, a cheap head casting tutorial, might I add. You know, you see them on YouTube, people, you know, doing the really expensive, you know, make a negative, then make a positive type of thing. That's not this process at all. This is so much cheaper, so much easier. The only thing you really need is a buddy to help you, and that's it. So stay tuned for that. That should be coming out shortly. But until then, I appreciate you guys watching my video, and I will see you guys again later. So thank you.